Start with the story we've been covering this morning that one person has died and 3 are still missing after the collapse of part of the deactivated Didcot power station. Rescuers with sniffer dogs have worked throughout the night to try to find the workers who are still unaccounted for. Nick Ravenscroft is at the scene and that rescue operation continuing this morning. Nick, what's the very latest on that?
Well, we've had an update in the last hour, and it's clear that the rescue services are throwing everything they've got at this. They are using acoustic equipment, but I'm told by the Assistant Chief Fire Officer that so far that has yielded nothing. They've got dog teams. The dogs have picked up signs, but he specifies that this does not necessarily mean signs of life. On top of that, they're using drones with thermal imagery. And he is saying that for his crews, there is a real concern about the integrity of this building. We've got 10 stories worth of concrete which has come down into an unstable mass, and it's his officers and other teams who are picking through all that. He has stressed, though, that this is very much, as far as they are concerned, still a rescue operation, trying to search for those 3 men who are still missing. As to the cause of this accident, well, that's not really known at this stage. It's understood that the men were preparing the boilers for demolition in this ongoing process, but the fire service pointing out that this will be a matter for Thames Valley Police and the Health and Safety Executive. One final thought from him, though, that as far as he is concerned, we are looking at an operation here at Didcot, which is going to last for weeks.
OK, Nick. For the moment, thank you. Well, let's cross live to General Secretary of the Fire Brigades Union, Matt Wrack. Good morning to you. The problem, as we heard there from Nick Ravenscroft, is the integrity of the building and securing the safety of the emergency workers going in now.
Yeah, I think I think first of all, I'm sure the firefighters across the country, thoughts will be firstly with the demolition workers who were on site and affected by this collapse, and obviously with all the emergency service workers who are there and been working since yesterday afternoon. And this will go through various phases. I think firstly the local fire stations responded very quickly and clearly did rescue a number of people. They have been familiarising themselves obviously with that power station when it was operational, but also as it's been put in the process of decommissioning. And I believe there was another fire there, for example, some months ago. So that was the first stage, but then secondly, bringing in these specialist teams. Firefighters have always done some of this type of rescue work, but over the past 15 years we've done a lot more using what are called urban search and rescue teams, for example, particularly in the aftermath of 9/11. So that's about specialist teams who are concrete steel to make the area safe to try and search and rescue people. And as you've heard from the report there as well, there are also search dog teams that fire services have brought in, and a drone in one case. So, and I think the thing to emphasise is this is a huge operation involving fire and rescue services from across the UK. I know there are a team there from Wales, from the West Midlands, and various parts of other English fire and rescue services, as well as Oxfordshire itself.
And how long is that search likely to continue for? When does the point arrive at which you have to stop that search for survivors?
Well, I think if you look back at other examples, we had the big stockline explosion in Strathclyde some years ago. Yet last year we had an explosion at a factory in Cheshire. And those operations took quite a considerable length of time, going into weeks, because clearly the Oxfordshire Fire and Rescue Service will want to save lives if that's possible, and clearly the priority also, of course, is making sure that there are no further injuries or collapse, and that means making sure that the rescue workers, the firefighters on the ground, are also kept safe. So it's a very complicated and technical process.
And we're hearing that the search dogs have picked up signs, although they're stressing not necessarily signs of life. What would be those signs that they're talking about?
Well, I'm not an expert in that field. I know there are fire services who have search dogs now who, again, are very highly trained in terms of going into areas where clearly it may not be safe to send a firefighter. And that clearly can give the fire officers on the ground an indication as to where